You are listening to the Fine Food and Healthy Living Asia podcast,
where we talk about fine food and healthy living throughout Asia.
So let's get started. Hey everybody, Ian and Todd here.
Welcome to the Fine Food and Healthy Living Asia podcast.
If this is your first time listening, then thanks for coming. The Fine Food and Healthy Living Asia podcast is produced every week for your enjoyment, and show notes are found on our Facebook page.
Come back often and feel free to add the podcast to your favorite RSS feed or iTunes. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram or on my blog, toddinasia.com. That's Todd with 2 D's in Asia.com.
All links are in the show notes. Now, let's get started. Today we have Richard Frick from Spice Restaurant at the Temasek Club. We also have my co-host Todd Lennox. Welcome Todd and welcome Richard.
Thank you, Ian. Good to be here. Hi, Richard.
Hello. Thank you, Ian, for inviting me.
It's an absolute pleasure. Great to have you here. You're an interesting person, Richard. That's why we wanted to have you on today's podcast, because you're quite well travelled, being, you're quite a young man as well, and which is fascinating to me. And you're also the executive chef for a restaurant at a young age, which is quite unusual because often it's a lot of the chefs that we interview are generally in their 30s,
40s,
50s, exactly.
And up.
Yeah, exactly. Tell us a bit about yourself, Richard. Why did you become a chef? What are your passions? And where did it all start from?
My culinary career started in Germany. I just make my basic culinary education 3 years. And after that, I truly find my passion about cooking. I just went with an early age. I was 17 years old. I just went out from home and just went to Switzerland. And there I find truly my passion. I was by myself in Switzerland. I was looking for new ingredients. I was looking for, my French head chef pushed me a lot. And so that's why I found my passion there.
And what was the culinary school that you went to?
My culinary school was in Frankfort, based in Frankfurt. Actually, it was like in the daughter company of Commerzbank. It was a very, very well education there. They take a lot of care for me, and it was not usually like you get this education as a young chef.
Where did you grow up in Germany?
In Frankfurt.
In Frankfurt?
Near Frankfurt, so 10-15 minutes by car from Frankfurt.
Okay. What was your first job when you finished school?
I get a job in Switzerland, in Davos. We had a French executive chef, and he gives a French fusion in the restaurant. It was quite a big restaurant. It was 120 pax, and we had it was like a winter season in Switzerland, so it was quite busy.
Skiing,
yeah. Exactly.
Not a bad lifestyle to be able to be a chef and go skiing at the same time.
It was great. I start my shift at 2 o'clock. I went in the morning. I could go skiing a few hours, and then I can back in the kitchen.
So skiing, you're a skier or a snowboarder?
Skiing, yes.
Yeah, that's cool. So from there, where did you go after Switzerland?
After Switzerland, I went with the same company, Intercontinental. I went to Italy, Malta. It's a small island in the Mediterranean Sea.
Wow, that would have been cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I learned there to cook Mediterranean food. There was a gourmet restaurant from this Intercontinental. So it was really nice. We did great pasta, great seafood.
Yeah, I noticed Mediterranean's on your menu now. Is that your doing? Did you bring that in?
Exactly. We try to focus on the Mediterranean Sea, Mediterranean food, Mediterranean pasta, Mediterranean dishes, fresh seafood with not overcooked vegetables. Is really important.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk these days about the Mediterranean diet being so healthy and good for you.
You also had some of my Yabbies on your menu as well.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
awesome.
How did you cook them and prepare them, just for interest's sake? I'm always fascinated because each chef, they always have a different technique on how to cook the Yabbies. So if you don't mind me asking, Richard, what was your technique?
I tell you the secret.
Yeah.
Basically, I just cut some mirpra, some fennel, carrots, celery, onions, with some fresh herbs. I prepare this. I put it in the water with boil the water so it gets some flavor of the vegetable, and later on, when the water is really boiling, I put in the Yabbies yabbies just for a few seconds.
So just to blanch them.
Exactly, and then I cool down with the ice water, an ice bath, and after that I peel it. I peel the skin and just the back, the tail skin.
Yes.
And the head I keep on, and a few yabbies I keep the head on, but the other one I peel it all the way. So on the one dish I just make one yabbie in the middle with the head on, and then some 3 or 4 tails on top of like a osso pasta. Osso pasta, it looks like the risotto, but it's like a pasta. With the rest of the shell I cook like a bisque, and then I toss the pasta with the bisque. I add some tomato concasse, some fresh thyme, some chopped asparagus. So it's get nice creamy, the texture of the asparagus. I don't cook the asparagus. The asparagus was like a baby asparagus. I just keep it like this. And just for a few seconds I cook it with the pasta.
So it's nice to keep that crunchiness of the asparagus.
Then the freshness from the tomato, then the taste of the tarragon. It was really awesome.
That sounds amazing, absolutely amazing. To
Yeah, I have a feeling we might be trying some yabbies pretty soon somewhere.
I think
yeah, that
so.
sounds delicious. You really use every part of the yabbie then?
For me, it's very important to use all the part of the animal, or the part. If you have like a ribeye steak, you cut the silver skin. That you use the silver skin. That you use everything for like a juice.
Oh, great!
Don't waste
No
time.
kidding.
It's all money, and I don't know.
Yeah,
the
I love
animal
that.
get killed for that, and we have to use everything and respect everything.
Yeah, that's great.
Efficient cooking.
Yeah, and no waste.
Yeah, respect for the environment.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the biggest problems that we have in today's world is food waste.
Yeah.
It's incredible the amount of food.
Yeah, I
that's
was
thrown
just
out.
reading that, well, in America, I'm not sure about the whole world, but in America, 40% of the food that gets produced ends up in the garbage. So I'm glad to hear you're using every bit. That's awesome.
You went to America for a while as well, didn't you?
So after the trip, after the 6 months in Malta, I went for 1 year to America.
Ah, where in America?
In California, Southern California.
Yeah.
The lifestyle was beautiful. I learned a lot about the Mexican cuisine because there, California is a lot. They cook a lot about Mexican cuisine.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I work also in a big restaurant, like a big hotel, like San Richie's.
Oh, yeah. Pink Hotel. Yeah.
And
I used to eat there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What year was that?
The 2010 till 2013 till 2014.
I was gone by then, but great little place there.
I was in the best age. I was 21 year old.
Ah.
You know, in America you are then full grow up. So
Do you surf?
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
going to
you're
the
in
beach.
the perfect spot.
I'm a little bit envious. So you
Yeah.
went from skiing
Yeah.
to surfing.
Well, first of all, he's born in Frankfort, near
yeah.
Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Then he moves to Switzerland. Then you go to Malta. And now you're in Dana Point.
That's a tough life.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's amazing, incredible. So, and then from America, where'd you end up from there?
After I finished my 1 year in America, I get the J1 visa there, so I have to move out of the country. It was a
Right.
little bit sad, but I mean I was looking forward to have new experience, to see more parts of the world.
Right.
So after that I applied for a job on a German cruise ship. It was like a private owned sailing ship. It's called Sea Cloud 2. We had 85 passengers and 90 crew.
So where did that boat cruise around? Was it all around the world, or Mediterranean, or somewhere specific?
We start in the Mediterranean Sea, and then we went over to Caribbean. It was like in the winter months. So in the winter months, the Mediterranean is not too nice. It's a rough sea, so that's why we went to Caribbean.
Yeah.
What's it like working on a ship like that?
It was very challenging, but I would like to say to every chef, you have to experience that.
Why is that?
You go to you experience your limit, but for me it was like a family in the ship. It was, and I learned so much new things about butchering, cutting a fish and cooking local food. When we was in Barbados, we went to the market, bought some spices, some fresh fish, and even the fishermen come with a small boat to our boat, and then we sell some mahi-mahi or swordfish. We had a 130 kg swordfish.
Wow. So they just come right up to where your boat is and sell you the fish?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. what a life.
How long were you on that ship?
For 6 months.
6 months. So did you get much chance to enjoy the sights and scenery, or were you just full on working most of the time?
Luckily, after lunch service, I had some 2 or 3 hours, so we could go out of the boat.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And then after the boat?
After the boat, I end up in Lichtenstein. It's one of the smallest countries in the world. It's just 35,000 people. Right. With maybe the same size like in Singapore.
Yeah, like Singapore, except way less people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I worked there. I want to go to the fine dining restaurant. I worked there in a 1 Michelin star restaurant, and the best restaurant in this country.
Yeah.
Sounds like almost the only restaurant in the country.
What restaurant is that in Liechtenstein?
It's called Restaurant Maree.
Maree?
It's like a family-owned restaurant and hotel in the second generation. So we cook fine dining French cuisine with influence from Switzerland, with the fresh herbs. In the back garden we had a nice herb garden with so many fresh ingredients.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Following the seasons in terms of your ingredients as well, I imagine.
That sounds like a bucket lister.
Mm. And where did you go after that? How did you get to Singapore?
After that, I get the job in Singapore. Since 3 years when I was in America, I had something in my mind to go to Asia. Asia is so big. The food is incredible. They have so much things to explore.
Yeah.
That's why. Then I need to have some patience, and I didn't get the right opportunity after America, so I went to Liechtenstein before, but then after that I went over an agency to get the job here at Spize. Yeah, I'm very lucky to be here now. I enjoy every day in Singapore. It's great.
How old are you?
24.
24. You have packed a ton of experience into those 24 years. That's just incredible.
Yeah.
And now you're the executive chef. Explain or describe your menu.
I'm in charge of the Mediterranean food, but we have also two Chinese chefs who are cooking really traditional Chinese food, Malay food, Indonesian food. You can get nasi goreng, pattaya. It's really, really nice.
And it's halal as well, isn't it?
It's all halal. It was at the beginning like a challenge for me, but instead of nice red wine, I found some unsweetened grape juice. So I could use for a nice stew. I can use the grape juice. And you have to be creative if you are in this restaurant, but it's a good challenge.
So 2 Chinese chefs, yourself. Who's doing the Malay and the Indonesian food?
Then we have 3 Malay chefs, 2 Indian chefs.
Wow. I am definitely checking this place out.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
It's a beautiful restaurant as well. For people that haven't been there, when you go down to the Temasek Club, it's on is it the second level?
The third floor.
Yeah, or third floor, I should say. But it's stunning because it has these big, massive windows that overlooks the swimming pool and the jungle, and it's just spectacular. And it's hidden away. It's like a little hidden gem of Singapore that a lot of people wouldn't normally visit.
Where is it?
At Temasek Club. Basically almost in the middle of the rainforest. So it's really cool. If you go with your car, you see just the forest, and then plop, it comes like a Temasek Club.
Amazing. Really, and it's open to the public.
Open for the public.
Yeah.
So it's on Rifle Range Road as well, isn't it? Yeah. Beautiful spot in Singapore.
And like an open kitchen, so you can see the chefs, you can communicate. If you have some special request, and it's really cool.
And the chef can see you, see how you like the meal. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, the staff are amazing there. When I went there, I've been there a few times now, not only to visit Richard, but his predecessor as well. But the staff, they just come in with a big smile, and they're really warm. Really warm. Sometimes you go into restaurants and you don't get that feeling, but at Spize, it's a really welcoming and friendly restaurant, and the service is impeccable.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And do you have any events coming up that you'd like to talk about?
We have some special promotions.
Yeah.
We want to make end of the month around like a new pasta dish. So we really think to make the also pasta with baby yabbies. As a starter, we have apple wood smoked salmon. Yeah. We smoke it with apple wood chips in we have like in the Temasek Club we have like this spice restaurant, and on the fourth floor we have an event kitchen from the same spice, and then we smoke this salmon upstairs in the event kitchen. I just try to combine this applewood smoked salmon with a citrus salad, and maybe some with a shaved fennel and fresh dill, and maybe yuzu vinaigrette on top.
And these are going to be specials or new items on the menu?
We want to make the new items on the menu.
Nice.
Fantastic.
What is the Temasek Club?
Temasek Club is the club from the military. It's like a military base.
So it's an actual military base right now, or it used to be a military base?
It's right now a military base.
It still is, okay. Wow.
But as I said, open to the public.
And there's members as well there, obviously, at the Temasek Club.
What do you find challenging or different, maybe I should say? Like, let's just compare something I know about restaurants in Dana Point, which I used to run a restaurant actually right up the hill in Laguna Niguel. What are the differences there, like sourcing food, kinds of ingredients, types of cooking, compared to what you find in Asia?
First of all, here in Singapore, it's for me a little bit challenging to get the products. It have to be almost everything imported. But at the beginning it was hard. We had some issues with the supplier, but now we changed the supplier, and he can give you a guarantee that we can
good.
get
Terrific.
Well, that's why it's nice to have someone like Ian on your side, so he can get you some nice fresh products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I mean, it's all about your ingredients when it comes down to it. You can have the most amazing meals, but unless the ingredients are fresh and getting there on time, it could be a massive headache for any chef, I would imagine.
I guess it's a blessing and a curse, because you're in the middle of Australia, China, Malaysia's right up north there. I mean, you have a lot of surrounding areas that have great food. You just got to get it here. What are your future plans for your life and your passions and your purpose on this planet?
Definitely, I have like a really goal in my life. 2020, I will open my restaurant in Germany. I have a great opportunity from my grandpa. He has a good location in southern Germany. But till now, or from that, the 2 years till I have time, I have to and want to learn so many things. What to do.
Just learn as much as you can, practice it, and then bring it back and open your restaurant. Your grandpa owns a property there, or a restaurant already?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
It's in southern Germany, and it's a good location.
What town?
In Ravensburg. It's just like 30 minutes from Switzerland. It's on a border between Switzerland, Germany, and Austria.
Oh, beautiful area. It's
with
gorgeous.
A big lake, just 1 hour you can go skiing in Switzerland.
That doesn't sound too amazing.
Yeah, it sounds incredible. And have you got an idea of what sort of cuisine you'll be looking at, or you're not sure at the moment, or you're just trying to build up more experience to work on that?
I want to bring everything together what I experienced in my past 5 years as a chef. From California cuisine, fresh avocados, fresh tomatoes, and I want to bring everything together in one place.
So a bit of fusion food?
Here, when I was in Singapore, I'm living in Singapore, I experienced a lot new restaurants. Yesterday I've been in the chef's table.
Yes.
And this gave me a big inspiring for my restaurant.
Great place, great idea there too. Yeah, great concept.
It's like at home, it's like, the chefs brings the food there.
Right.
Fresh food, good food.
Yeah.
No shishi, but really concentrated on the basics, on the really...
Letting the ingredients speak for themselves, amazing place. What's the name of the restaurant your grandpa owns?
Now it's like an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
But
And you're going to change it?
Yeah.
Do you have any ideas for the name of it?
I think like about umami.
Umami, great name. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
But I'm open-minded. I don't know. For now on, I concentrate about my skills, develop my skills, and.
Yeah.
So you think you'll stay in Singapore a while, and maybe travel to Australia or some other continent for some more experience, or?
Yeah, at least 6 or 1 year more in Singapore, and then I will travel to my last continent.
Yes.
But till now I have every continent, just Australia is missing.
Okay.
All right.
Fantastic.
He's on the way to your hometown.
Yeah, we love it. If you either go to Western Australia, you'll get awesome beaches and great surfing. If you go to the east coast, you'll get the bigger cities.
Right.
But you'll be able to go skiing. And they do have a bit of surf in certain spots as well. So you've got a few options.
I think about go Melbourne.
Yeah.
Melbourne has a nice wine area.
Yes. Yeah, look, the two most famous wine growing regions are Margaret River, which is in Western Australia, and also the Barossa Valley, which is in South Australia. They do have wine in Victoria, which is where Melbourne is. But Melbourne's very famous for its food scenes, for its restaurants. And I mean, Perth's getting amazing restaurants as well. But definitely Melbourne's, in terms of culinary exposure, experience, Melbourne's certainly the way to go.
If people want to get in touch or make a reservation or show up at the Temasek Club, what do you take reservations there, or you just walk in?
Most of the time we take reservations.
And is there a website or?
www.spize at Singapore.
Spice at Singapore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just
.sg? Okay.
Yeah, or they can just call you up as well, make a reservation.
All right, and we'll put those links and numbers in the show notes too, yeah.
Yeah. If you get the chance, go down and visit Spice at the Temasek Club and check out the beautiful views, the amazing food. Has a variety of cuisines. They specialise in Mediterranean, but they do have some other options there. Plenty of room, great staffing and great people. Thank you, Richard, for being on the show today. And thank you, Todd.
Yeah, anytime. I'll be here. Anytime you say, Ian.
Terrific.
I'll show up.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Richard. Very nice.
And maybe at your next, whenever you move to, if you want to come back on the show sometime, we'd love to have you back as well.
Cool. Next time you can interview me in Melbourne.
Yeah,
there you go.
That'd be great.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much, Richard.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
If you're enjoying the Fine Food and Healthy Living Asia podcast, please consider supporting us by going to our homepage at www.finefoodandhealthylivingasia.com and making a donation.
We are beginning a new way to support the show by subscribing as a loyal member. Another option on our homepage at finefoodandhealthylivingasia.com. There are options to choose for the level of support you wish to give.
We will always make our podcasts available for free and appreciate your patronage to be able to do so.
If you subscribe with iTunes, please remember to give us a 5-star rating. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so and then give us a 5-star rating. For other subscribers on Google Play, Spotify, or any other aggregators, please rate us there. Once again, thank you for listening to the show.